we are going to do the isomerism in alkanes. What are isomers? We have organic compounds, we have studied their structural formula, and we are doing alkanes. Now, isomers are those organic compounds that have the same molecular formula and different structural formula. Now, the key terms are the molecular formula and the structural formula. Remember that the molecular formula is the one that is like CH4, and the structural formula is the one that has these bonds that are being shown. So, if we have methane and we consider methane, and we say that we need to make isomers of methane, we are going to draw the structure of methane in different ways, and all the different structures will become the isomers. However, I tell you that the structure of methane can only be drawn in one possible way, which is being shown over here, and there is no other possible way you can bind all four hydrogen to carbons. That's why we do not have isomers for one carbon or methane. Okay, now let's take the other example of another organic compound present in this series, which is ethane. Now, ethane has this kind of a structural formula. It has 2 carbon atoms, 6 hydrogen atoms. Now, in order to make an isomer, I need to draw another structure with the same elements. I cannot draw another structure with the same elements. That's why this cannot have another structural formula. Why can I not draw? Because every carbon atoms needs to be binded with hydrogen, and no hydrogen atoms need to be binded together. I cannot create a bond here. I cannot create a bond here. There should only and only be bonds with carbon and hydrogen to fulfill the 4 bonds of carbon. That's why I cannot make isomers of ethane as well. The same goes for propane, and you can check on your own. But butane does have isomers. Let's take an example for the butane. There are branched isomers of butane. What does branch mean? Branch mean any particular group of elements that is being attached to the standard butane. Let's take an example. We have butane over here, and this structure is as follows that we've been drawing. Okay, it is a standard form of butane. However, I tell you that the second structure that is being drawn here also is a isomer, or the second structure that we can draw for butane. How is this possible? As you see that this part over here is externally added and it is not part of the longest chain. That means this is the branch, and that's why it's known as the branched isomers of butane. Now, the isomers can be given to you. There can be several structures that can be given to you, and you need to identify which one are isomers. The first identification will be that you're going to count the number of carbons and hydrogens, and you're going to see that for butane it becomes C4H10 as written over here. If this structure also has C4H10 as it does, it becomes an isomer of butane. But the thing is that how do we name it? This simple structure is named as butane, but we don't know how to name this. So in order to name a particular isomer, a branched isomer, we have a set of rules. The first rule in naming is to know the longest carbon chain. What do I mean with the longest carbon chain? The longest carbon chain means this particular chain that is continuous and has 3 or 4 or multiple carbons, and this chain has 3 carbons. 3 means prop, so this becomes propane. The longest carbon chain becomes propane. Then we need to identify the branch that has been added. Let's see, how do we do this? We have CH3 in the branch. this carbon and these 3 hydrogens. Now this CH3 is very similar to CH4 except for one hydrogen. CH4 is methane and CH3 is methyl. How does that how does that happen? When we remove one hydrogen from methane or any alkane, it becomes part of the methyl group or the alkyl group. Alkyl group. How does alkyl group form? By removing one hydrogen from alkanes. So as we had methane, we removed one hydrogen to make it methyl. If we have ethane, we are going to remove one hydrogen to make it C2H5, which will become ethyl. So the branch that we have over here becomes methyl. Now, most of the times we are only given methyl, but others can come, and alkyl groups always form by removing one hydrogen from alkane groups. Okay, so the branch is the methyl. The third step that you need to know in naming the isomers is where the branch is attached. The branch is attached with this middle carbon that we have. Right. Now, the middle carbon needs to have a number as its position. We are going to number from right to left, and we are going to see that it becomes 1, 2, 3, and the middle carbon is the second one. So the branch is attached to the second middle carbon in the longest carbon chain. How do we name it? First of all, we write the number of the carbon from where the branch is attached, which becomes 2. Then we are going to write the branch name. Then we are going to write the longest carbon chain, which is propane. So this becomes 2-methyl propane as it is written over here. Let's review the steps. The first thing is that you need to identify the longest carbon chain. The second is you need to identify the branch that is attached. Then you need to know where the branch is attached to. You need to number the carbons in the longest carbon chain, and you need to, in order to write it, you need to reverse the 3 processes. The third process comes first. We write the number of the carbon first, then we write the name of the chain, and then we write the longest carbon chain. Okay, these were the 3 processes. Now there's one thing that you need to notice. The thing that need to be noticed is that you had the branch that is attached to the second carbon. However, it is possible that the branch is attached to the last carbon, such as this or this. Now, we are always going to number the carbon chain from where the branch attached is the nearest. In this case, we have branch attached in the middle. So if we number it from left to right or from right to left, it doesn't really make a difference because it will always be 2. However, if we have 4 carbons in the longest carbon chain and we have a branch attached, such as if we have 4 carbons in the longest carbon chain, I'm not drawing the hydrogen, and we have the branched attached over here, then we are always going to number from right to left, which becomes 1, 2, 3, 4, and the chain will be attached to the carbon number 2. We are never going to number this as 1, 2, 3, 4 because then the chain will be attached to carbon number 3, which will be essentially wrong. So this will be correct. So you need to number the carbon chain from where the branch is the nearest. In our syllabus, we only have butane. We don't have to draw any more structures, and butane has only these 2 isomers. The first one, this one, and the second one. Other isomers can be given to you. Let's take an example of this pentane. Pentane has 5 carbons. This is the basic isomer. This is the branched isomer. How do we name it? The first 2 refers to the number of carbon from where the branch is attached. Now, the branch is attached from the left terminal. So we are going to number it from 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the branch is this one. The branch is attached to 2, which becomes 2. And then the branch is the same as we had before, which is methyl. And it is butane. Why? Because this longest carbon chain right here has 4 carbon atoms. That's why the longest carbon chain becomes butane. That's how you name the branched isomers, and this process remains constant.